First of all, shalom to whoever knows me and to whoever does not. My name is Noah Betzalel, and I was a UJA shinshinit and Beth David between the years of 2015 until 2016. 5 years have passed since I did my first Dvar Israel, and since I experienced the best year of my life together with you, the Beth David community. Since I finished my shinshin year, I started and finished my army service as an IDF spokesperson. I was the head of my hometown Scouts tribe. And in the past year, until today and for this year as well, I'm taking part as the shlicha of the Jewish Agency for Israel over here in Toronto. There is a known saying in Hebrew, a person that has no past, has no present, and his future is vague. This quote was said by Yigal Allon. My past with the Beth David community and the Jewish community of Toronto in general, and no doubt created my present and for sure will build my future. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who has taken part in my life and made it what it is today. Toda. In the past year, with my move to Toronto, there were a lot of personal and national changes in my life and in Israel in general. I would like to focus on one event that shook the Israeli community in my life and personal. Amit Benigal, zichrono livracha, was an IDF soldier who was killed by a terrorist during an operation of his unit on May 12, 2020. Amit was a soldier in the combat brigade Golani. He was 21 years old when he was killed, a few months before he was supposed to finish his army service. Amit is the son of Nava and Baruch, and he is the only son of Baruch, his father. When you're an only child in Israel, the IDF automatically blocks the opportunity from you to become a combat soldier, unless you get a special permission from your parents. It was very important for Amit to become a combat soldier in the IDF and to do as much as he can for the country that gave him so much through the years of his life. He asked his father Baruch to give him this permission, and even though it was hard for him, since he knew that there were a chance that he will lose his only son, he allowed him to draft to be a combat soldier in the IDF. A few weeks before Amit was killed, it was Yom HaZikaron in Israel, and Amit wrote the following words. To be a soldier in Golani is to look at the view through the window of the bus and know that you have been there. It is to practice and practice without knowing when the real thing will happen. It is to curse the moment that you decided to be a part of this, and in the same breath, remembering the reason you wanted to be in it so much. To be a soldier in Golani is to sit and just wait, and suddenly burst into laughter with your friends from your unit, because you know that you are thinking the same exact thing. And a friendship between the soldiers is the deepest kind of friendship you can have. To be a soldier in Golani is to never look back, because you know that all of Israel is standing behind you. To be a soldier in Golani is to hear the tikva and to get shivers every time. To be a soldier in Golani is not to let who you are distract you from whom you may become. I'm proud to be in Golani and to be part of its legacy. I'm proud of the soldiers who fought before me and proud to be a role model for those who will come after me. Every year, from the day I can remember, Yom HaZikaron had a special place in my heart. I always cry on this day. I feel as somebody is taking out my heart and putting it back into me. In the past 2 years, I'm commemorating Yom HaZikaron with a different hat on. Not the hat of a regular Israeli, but the hat of an IDF soldier. I'm wearing my uniform, and it presents something different. My words have more impact. My actions have consequences. And you can't run away from the thought that the next fallen soldier could be you. And immediately, my eyes start to tear, as if they are two rivers. I have family back home who are waiting for me to come back. I want every person who is reading this to take a moment to themselves and think about one of the 23,741 fallen soldiers and victims of terrorism and what he or she left behind them. While we are celebrating the new year with the new beginnings, I will want us to take a moment to remember my family friend, Amit Benigal, Zichrono Livracha. I want to tell him that I'm thinking of him and I promise to carry on his story anywhere I'll be able to. Amit, I learned from you to love our country even if it's not perfect, to fight for what is important for me, and to be kind and love the people that are around me. And from your dear father, Baruch, my friend, I'm learning to stay strong in hard times and to be human and respectful to other humans, even if my world is falling apart. I hope you all can learn from Amit and commemorate his story as well through this year. Commemorate his love to Israel for the good and the bad. And mainly, I pray to not have any more deaths like Amit's in this year and the years to come. Amen. Thank you for listening.